Sucker. Oh, but we are live. Yeah, you know that sound. That's the 60 Frames No Lag podcast, the first podcast for 2017. I have an exciting podcast, great panel members, great guests. Thank you for showing up. Got a great show. But I want to get live and heavy because we got some topics to cover. And I want to kick off and introduce my panel members. I want to start off with Allday Video Theory. Shout yourself out.
What's good, everybody? It's the pettiest fucker online, man, with that blue Ethernet. Let's get it cracking.
That's what's up. Thank you very much. Thank you for showing up. We got my boy, HPNorth. Shout yourself out.
Hello. I don't. You know who I am, I guess. I don't know.
Red Bull or some shit.
HP motherfucking North. Get the name right, bitch. There you go.
Sugarloaf. Give him a Snicker.
Florida, right? You need like bath salt or something. Anyway, that's my point.
Wait, hold up. Hey, Porter, did you get you a mic yet, motherfucker? You still got that PlayStation?
No, motherfucker. I got my mic.
You get any feedback about your fucking mic, motherfucker? Feedback.
Cut this dude's mic off, man. He's one.
Wow.
Are you stereo? What the fuck? The white and yellow jack? What the fuck going on?
Nah, he got that mono headset.
He got that play full boombox with the mic on it, yo.
That nigga got that mono headphone jack.
That motherfucker doing this podcast from the back of Target doing security and shit. You on that Target Wi-Fi. I'm sorry. Let's get this shit right.
That nigga's on the forklift right now.
I'm on the back of Toys R Us warehouse and shit. Right. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I got a great guest right here. A lot of different tastes and stuff, to balance stuff out. But I'm going to first introduce the guy who's always talking shit, the Botfather himself, Zaire. Shout yourself out, brother.
Shot myself out. Yes. Shout at everybody. Trump box for life, bitch. Let's make it happen.
This motherfucker didn't smoke his weed yet, so he's still on the down low. All right. And of course, I got the XVIII 448, the King Spartan himself. Shout yourself out.
What's going on, people? It's the XVIII 448 and Puerto Rock, man. That play school mic, it's not working, dude. You got to change it up, man.
And I sound like an elf from the Lord of the Rings, man. And then of course I got another special guest. I enjoy his channel. His channel's called Everything According to Me. I got my boy Jay. Shout yourself out.
Hey, what's up? Everything According to Me, and I'm just an old ass neutral gamer.
Oh shit! Hey,
see that's good because I'm actually King Neutral, so that works.
I do name XBot is King Neutral. Figure that shit out. All right, hey, thank you. Hey, and usually I have Titanfall Princess, but she's busy. Something happened. I don't know. Jersey girl stuff. So anyway, we're gonna get into the topic. So we're gonna start out with, of course, the Scalebound cancellation. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna ask each panel. I want to get your opinions because I got a variety of tastes and flavors in this podcast. I want to know from you guys, your perspective, what the cancellation Scalebound means to you, whether it means anything or not. Of course, I'm gonna kick it off with Zaire. Go ahead, Botfather. Let us know. Break it down.
Oh, here I am. First of all, wait. Hey, Puerto Rock, give me a link to your channel so I can tweet it out. Put it in my inbox on Twitter.
I thought you were gonna say some bullshit right now.
No. I was asking if people was asking what the link was to your channel was.
All right.
So give me so I can tweet it out or the video or something. All right. I'm sorry. Now, what's the question at hand?
First question is Scalebound's cancellation.
Yes.
In your opinion, what does it mean?
What does it mean to me?
Yeah. What does it mean to how big?
Overall?
Nothing. Like you don't give a shit.
Oh no. Okay. All right. Well, again, I've been saying this. If you don't know, since I was a little alarmed even back when with Fable. I felt about that because if you don't know, it was Fable that made me an Xbox fan, and I know a lot of I don't know, they keep it real. A lot of these Xbox guys now are saying, "Oh, well, Scalebound's not going to sell," and I don't care about Microsoft's money. I was looking for you. I've been talking. You didn't talk about. I was looking forward to Scalebound. I don't really care about what's the zombie game, State of Decay 2. Not really interested in. Not really interested in damn Sea of Thieves, and damn should have went no goddamn Halo Wars 2. I think. Not I think I know. It is kind of alarming to me, and the reason why I say that is this. It's when I'm saying is that they're axing AAA games, and so far into the development. It's like, no, I don't know if we're ever going to get the right story why it was canceled. You had the guy from Platinum Games. I know he is an asshole. He came out to say, "Well, I'm not crazy." Who, me? Never. He came out and said a rebuttal. He didn't take all work. So I don't know what the issue was. I don't know, but I hope, again, like I said this before, I hope that Microsoft is not turning it into another Nintendo. And what I mean by that, Nintendo, you're guaranteed to get a Mario, a Zelda, a Donkey Kong, or something like that, and that's it. And then you have the multiplats and whatever. And I hope Microsoft is, with all spells, throw the Hail Mary, Gears, Forza, and Halo. Like, Fable, even though I understand they still own the IP, but that's gone. That was like, what Naughty Dog is to Sony, or Sony Santa Monica is to Sony, like the Lionhead Studios. So again, and I'm shut the hell with you guys. So even like I said, the Microsoft is big enough. They have enough money. Go out there and either acquire some talent or something. So you don't have to do these shitty second party party deals. There's no way, like I said, to me, that Sony should be out there outgunning you in the gaming, division. I don't think Microsoft really is concerned with winning. They don't care as long as they makes the most money on everybody's platform. That's all that they really care about. It's my honest opinion, but maybe you guys may feel different. You know what I mean?
Yeah, bro, I'm almost shedding a tear right now, bro. That's
right. Hey,
that shit hit me in my soul, bro. Damn. That's some Tupac shit right there. Yeah, my man, he spoke the realest shit he ever spoke. You know what I'm saying? But that's shit, bro. All right, so Xbox, you next, man. What does this mean to you? I know you're a big, huge Xbox fan. You know what I'm saying? The name says it all. But in the serious tone, what does this mean to you? How do you see this?
Well, dude, like personally, on a personal level, man, I'm definitely disappointed. I'm not going to get my hands on this game. I came out with a video today. It was my second most anticipated game for 2017. And I agree with Next Gen on the fact that I feel like the Xbox division really needs to put that money in and develop more first party studios. They kind of went that second party, and with that second party, sometimes the developers don't have that heart or whatever to put all the effort into the game that they're making. All right. If you have first party is under your umbrella. They better fucking put everything into it. You know what I'm saying? So with second party, you can get burned. You can have developers missing deadlines, not giving a shit, taking a month vacation during a point in time where deadlines absolutely needed to be met, stuff like that. So if you go and develop more first-party studios, you don't deal with that shit anymore because, like, you'd be like, yo, listen, either you actually get this shit done or we'll close your ass down. So I'm disappointed about the game, but I'm not sitting here thinking that, like, Xbox is done and it's all doom and gloom in 2017. I'm actually interested in the Sea of Thieves. I'm interested. I'm really interested in Crackdown. But then again, I like that franchise. So
what the Crackdown? Let me ask you a question, Bot. I'm sorry, I'm not to take over your show, Puerto Rock. I want to ask you a question, Bot.
Man, this is that Walmart bullshit again, man.
Let me ask you a question. I'm not saying it's doom and gloom, but if come E3, right? Yeah, come E3. Of course, we got the Scorpio, and I know the narrative this generation has been about the hardware, but we all know. Well, you may not know, but Microsoft really doesn't get a fair shake in the media, right?
That's right.
This is a given. So the same thing that Sony, would depend on having a better version of the multiplats. No, now it's not about the multiplats anymore, right? It's about the exclusives, right? The exclusives. But what if Microsoft comes out of E3 and we see State of Decay 2, Halo Wars 2, Sea of Thieves? Of course, they're going to probably show Forza 7, you know what I mean? And show the Scorpio and say, God bless you, thank you for coming out, good night. They hit you with the Russell Simmons from Def Jam, Comedy Jam. God bless you, good night, drop the mic. Like, you know what I mean? We need more than this fucking Forza. You understand what I'm saying? It maybe look at it like this, and what I'm saying now, and I'm trying to tell some quote-unquote Xbox fans. If you look at the Xbox from 01, right, when it came out, and just look at all the different genres of exclusives that they had, even to the 360, 99 Nights Part 1, 99 Nights Part 2. We don't have that anymore. You know what I mean? The only thing that we have that guaranteed to get a sequel is Forza, Halo, and Gears. And that's not healthy. You know what I mean? That's not healthy.
Yo, Z, I hear what you're saying, but when it comes to E3, first of all, when it comes to this year, I believe that there are announcements that are still coming down the pipeline. Like, not for anything, if you're working on a game that hasn't been announced yet, and you're in a year where you're bringing out bigger, more powerful hardware, aren't you going to hold back on that until you can show it on that bigger, more powerful hardware?
No, listen, I'm not negating any of that. I hope that they do. I said hypothetical. What if they just come out there and give us gear? Maybe show us some DLC for Gears for $20. You understand? This is what I'm saying. Look at Microsoft last year, E3, right? I knew every goddamn game that they showed before they showed it. You know what I mean?
Dude, you dig into shit, man. You got people.
No. We all knew. We knew we was gonna see the Gears of War.
I know, but not everybody's a Zod father, man. I'm saying.
No, I'm not. The only surprise we had, it wasn't even really a surprise, was the Dead Rising 4. We knew that was coming out, and Forza Horizon 3. Every other year, Forza comes out. So again, that wasn't really no surprise. But everything that they showed, we've been seeing since 2014. All I'm saying is for Microsoft. I don't want to see games that I already seen at last year's E3 or announced. I want to see new shit.
I think you will, dude. What I think happened.
Gentlemen. Hey, because you're treading on.
Oh, me and him could go back and forth the whole show, man.
But not just that, but you're treading on topic 2. So I don't want you to get ahead, because what you guys talking about is actually topic 2 of the podcast. So let me just continue. Yeah, because you guys are hitting the nail on the next topic. So let me continue on with the first question with the rest of the panel members. And
Yo, Z, I think we just got froze, man.
I gotta freeze. I gotta. It's 2017. You know what I'm saying? Fucking that one day, Donald Trump's gonna knock on my door and fucking try to send me to Mexico. I'm like, bitch, I'm Puerto Rican. Fuck you. You know what I'm saying? I gotta watch my back now. So everything, Jay, let me know, what does Scalebound's cancellation mean to you?
For me, as a neutral gamer, okay, it means that I don't have much to look forward to play on my Xbox. Okay, I actually own an Xbox One, and it's getting kind of thin. It's getting kind of dry. And there's 3 types of people out there. There's the person that buys Xbox games or PlayStation games because their friends and buddies play on that platform. And now I got a car horn out here going off. But anyway, that's what you get for living in the ghetto.
You guys drinking shit? Like, what the hell's going on? I don't condone that shit, man.
But it's the crazy thing is you got 3 types of people. One that, person that buys an Xbox or PlayStation, depending on where his friends are at. Then you got another person that just buys, has to get everything. And then you got people that are, diehards or whatnot. Now the person that just has to buy everything, so they can get all the exclusives, I'm part of that camp. I want all the exclusives I can get, so I buy all the consoles. So I don't understand some of this mentality from some of the other guys. But for me, I look at their lineup coming out this year and I'm like, where's those exclusives? Aside
from man, you must have been hurt on the Sony side for the last couple years then.
No. But see, here's the thing though. Like I said though, most of my friends though are on the PlayStation side. So I'm playing on the PlayStation side with all the multi-plats and everything. So I really have the Xbox for my exclusives there, and they're just not there. And now that we have Scalebound canceled, a game in which I was looking most forward to this year, man, it sucks.
So you played everything from 2016 that was exclusive on Xbox to the T, and you're all done with those?
I wouldn't say everything, but not everything floats my boat, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to play some of these games. Like I
sound like a very particular gamer.
I don't see a thief.
A big part of the dish.
Wait, hold on one second, guys. Hey, Porter Rock, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Are you in your comment section?
Yeah, I'm in the comment section.
Hey, yo, could you ban that motherfucker, Sam Fisher, or make me an ad? Call me a child molester, some wild shit, bro. Yeah, ain't off that shit, man.
That shit up?
Yeah, Sam Fisher.
We need a janitor in this bitch, man.
Yo, make me an ad, son, bro.
Nah, I mean that's like asking somebody if they play. If you played all the games that came out this year or whatnot. You don't like every exclusive. I don't like every exclusive to PlayStation.
I was just going off what you said. You said you like to grab as many exclusives as you can. That's what your Xbox is for.
That's
so I'm figuring you picked up all the exclusives.
No. aside from Forza Horizon and Forza, that series, aside from that, for me on the Xbox side, I don't see much going for it because I'm tired of the Halos. I'm tired of it.
You didn't play Quantum Break, Sunset Overdrive, none of those games?
Sunset Overdrive, no.
You like that? That was a good game.
Hell yeah.
I can't get with games like that.
Ori and the Blind Forest, you didn't play that?
Yes, I did play that. Yeah, I like it.
What type of games do you like? You know what I mean? First, what's your name, brother?
Jay.
Okay, Jay Zaire. What kind of games you do like?
Man, I like everything. Pretty much every genre I can
like
play.
That chopstick number drag Hot Sauce 32, huh? You ain't like Sunset? That's from Insomniac.
Nah, I'm not a big fan of that game. Nah, I didn't play it, admittedly, but it don't look right for me.
Oh man, it was
You
different.
said you're a fan of every genre, man. I don't get that.
Yeah, but
did you like Ratchet and Clank?
Okay, nah, I didn't even like that one.
No, I'm saying the same. But it's a good. Well, I don't know. I mean, you
might not like Insomniac games.
Yeah. But I was looking most forward to Scalebound, so I'm kind of upset Scalebound's not there anymore. Sucks.
All right, so up next, HP. Try to drink a little bit of Red Bull.
Hello. So
This guy's singing a lullaby. Yeah, all right, HP.
Hey.
Tell us what you think. How do you feel about this?
I mean, it's depressing. I mean, it happens. I wanted this game. Just like Jay said, I personally don't like the Halos. I like Forza. I don't really like Halo. Honestly, I get it why they canceled it. I mean, Phil thought it wasn't gonna sell, just like Quantum Break didn't sell too well. These games that they didn't sell well, and you have to think that Microsoft is still a company. They still have to make profits. They still have to, Xbox is just a division. As much as they want to output this stuff, they just can't because they're not profiting. And the same goes for Sony, Steam, Valve, whatever you want to, call that. It's just upsetting, but you got to realize is that you can't do anything about it. So all these people are saying, oh, Xbox, they don't care about the gamers. They do care because they tried getting this game out, but they just couldn't because who knows? Really?
Who knows? It says right in the article, it says how Microsoft and Platinum Games, their business relationship turned sour. Then right after that, it goes to say how a group of developers decided to take a month off vacation out of nowhere.
They came out and said it wasn't true. So
that's what I mean. We'll never know the true story.
The story
of what happened.
Yeah, they said that they didn't. That didn't happen.
Yeah, but here's, not to cut anyone off. But here's the thing, though. That far in development, had you had maybe Lionhead, if they having trouble, send some motherfuckers in there to help. You don't just cut the motherfucker off like that far in development. And that's, to me, that's a waste of money. You know what I mean? That's like crazy. Or even like with Fable, they didn't even tell them they was fucking fired. They just fucking on Twitter.
They tweeted it.
Yeah, man. Like that shit was wild. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think Lionhead, out of everything all said and done, the games that have been canceled or suspended or whatever, I think closing Lionhead Studios is probably the biggest hit out of all this. All right, that was the one thing that really kind of hit me. It's like, damn, hold on. All right, I can understand if you cancel Fable Legends or whatever, but you're shutting down Lionhead? That's some shit right there.
Yeah, that's one of the original OG Xbox games. You know what I'm saying? So you're talking about one of the, you could say, the founding fathers of Xbox. You know what I'm saying? Because it was Fable, Halo, and Forza. You know what I'm saying? Fable's older franchise than Gears. So that shit was crazy. All right, so everything, all day. What you got? I saved you for last because this guy's gonna start on his petty shit. Go ahead, bro.
Hey, check this out, man.
Sugar.
Oh yeah. I got me a Snicker right now. But I'm rubbing my hands together like Birdman right now. You know what I'm saying? Play ball. So Scalebound getting canned. It sucks for gamers across the board. You got people out of all the lineup the Xbox was giving us for 2017. That game to me stood apart. And I feel like it getting canned, it must have got canned. It damn had to be a good reason. That game's supposed to be coming out, what, maybe 6 to 7 months from now? So to cancel it that far in development, it had to be big. It had to be a big.
Definitely not ready.
Definitely not ready. And I mean, and that's probably what I mean. Do you really think Phil just likes wasting money, or Mike? They don't like wasting money. So for them to cancel it this far in development, it had to have major development issues. But if that was me, I would have delayed it. Last Guardian took a fucking decade to come out. Do you understand me? A decade. And they still got that shit out.
You know what? That's because they weren't even developing it for how many years? They put that shit on a shelf, man.
But see, but this is my thing. Sony, the only props I give, they will toss out. You know how we play Marvel's Capcom and you do your ultimate. And,
what about check your phone?
And what you call it? Hadouken, right? Big ass Hadouken, right? That's what Sony gives out. A lot of L's. But they're not afraid to toss out them L's to get back and win. You see what I'm saying? So Microsoft has been in the back burner in this generation for so long that they want perfection. And sometimes it's just not going to happen, you know? So I think it hurts gamers that we're not getting this game. A lot of people are excited about it. I mean, you got weirdos talking about bound scale. Like, oh, man, that sucks. It's like, what did you say? You mean Scalebound? Oh, I thought you was excited. Stop fucking lying. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, it sucks for gamers, but to axe it like that, two things I said, wasn't ready. And two, if Phil didn't have something to take its place along that pipeline next in line, then it wouldn't have got axed. You see what I'm saying? So something's going to replace it. I don't know what. But if you think Phil's not listening to what we're complaining about, then you're crazy. You know what I mean?
You've been on Twitter all day today, man.
Damage controller? From
what I hear, that's what we do, man. But no, he's been saying that there's a lot to look forward to this year, and of course, like I said, and I look at the cup as half full. You can ask anybody who knows me. I'm always positive, and I'm looking at it with a common sense perspective. If you have games that you haven't announced yet, you're not going to announce them until you unveil your hardware, and then you can have that shit running on your new, more powerful hardware. Like that makes sense.
Yeah, but don't you think these games would have been already started to be made in the process by now? Think about it. These are Xbox One games that are going to be upscaled and high textured graphics and everything for the Scorpio, but they're already being made. So you've probably already seen these games.
Why would you say that?
I don't think you could build a game from the ground up for the Scorpio in a year.
Well, not only that, the games are going to be for Xbox One anyway.
Here's a question though: who's making the game? They only got the coalition.
That's a good question, man. And
the coalition does Gears, right? 343 does Halo. Rare doing that goddamn boot game, Sea of Thieves, and that's about it. Like they don't have anybody else.
Well,
and to get in the exclusive argument, when you go on Twitch or any streaming service, neither Xbox One or PS4 games are even in the top 15 for years at a time. You see what I'm saying?
Well, you're talking Twitch though, man.
Well, anything. These are games that Well, I'll bring this to say this. Sea of Thieves, they're trying to tackle that market, obviously. And that market is booming. Survival games, H1Z1, DayZ, they're trying to build off that market, in which a lot of people like those type of games. I don't think it's going to be all out failure. I mean, Rare.
Doesn't that scare you that they're getting into that PC market even deeper?
Well, think about it.
As a console gamer.
As a console gamer, we need those. We need a couple of those games. You don't think so? If that's what's hot.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
What are you saying?
Be dipping their toe in the PC waters, and they're to be wanting to jump all in. I mean, because it seems like to me, ever since they went towards giving those exclusives up to the PC side, I've been starting to question Microsoft's motives. And now you see on the Xbox console side, they're getting rid of games now. They're scrapping games. I mean, this Scalebound isn't the first game that they've scrapped.
What else has it got scrapped? Enlighten me.
Well, we had Fable. We had Well, Phantom Dust might not be coming out.
No, Phantom Dust is doing well. She just tweeted it today.
Well, hopefully that does.
Fable, I mean, AAA was Fable, and
I don't know, was Project Spark a free to play, or was that like a free to play? What was that about?
Yeah, that was a free to play.
That was a free to play.
Project Spark. Who gives a fuck about that shit?
I want to ask my man. Can I ask Jay? What's your name? You said your name was Jay.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, bro, the Microsoft has always had their feet in the PC side. You know what I mean? If you look at the OG Xbox, all of their exclusives were on PC. Halo, or they got exclusives from PC.
That's the PC darkest cousin, man.
It's made more of a big whoop-de-doo because of this quote-unquote console war. If you're gonna play on PC, you're gonna play on PC no matter. You're not gonna make yourself restricted for a console. Just, you know what I mean? If that's your primary platform. Like me personally, I prefer the ease and sit down, plug and play. That's where my friends are. You know what I mean? So that really doesn't bother me, what's, on that. And it's not no damage control, just being honest. You know what I mean? Because I can care less what the fuck, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, that is a big market to make money in. Again, Microsoft is all about the goddamn money. You know what I mean? That's
but that's the question I have. Do you think that eventually they're just going to stop making consoles and they're just going to get?
No, that's the $1 billion industry. We're talking about billions of goddamn dollars. The video game, the video game, what do you call it? Industry is worth more than the movie industry. You know what I mean?
So just to unplug out of that is detrimental.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I don't. Maybe Microsoft maybe trying to blur the lines between. This is what it is, real shit. And I'm not going to say any names. I got this for somebody in Microsoft. I'm not going to throw you under the bus. One of the higher ups. You have this product of Windows 10, right? Real shit here. This is what's told to me. Windows 10. Windows 8 didn't go over so well, right? So, but you have this cool hit product called the Xbox, right? All the kids and like it or whatever. So what they did was to make Windows 10 back kind of hip to compete with Apple. We're going to put Windows 10 on the back of, the Xbox and merge the two. You know what I mean? And try to get it in more homes. You know what I mean? Because they Windows 10 is. I'm sorry, the Xbox One is a Windows 10 device. You know what I mean? And it was probably a little shock to some of the console gamers, but that shit has always been there. You know what I mean? It just, maybe Microsoft wording. I got to say it. You know what I mean? My wife can say, Zaire, motherfucker, take out that trash. That shit stinks. Now I'm going to shut down. I ain't taking out nothing. Fuck that trash. And fuck you, bitch. But it's not what you say, is how you say it. Microsoft messaging has been fucked up this generation. But that they are. And again, the same thing with Sony. Sony don't get the backlash for putting God of War on the PSP or the Vita, or Nintendo doesn't get backlash for putting Smash Brothers on the 3DS. Why? Because it's their platform. We have to be honest here. The Xbox, Windows, or the Xbox is Windows platform. There's one fucking company. You know what I mean? Or Sony didn't get backlash for putting. I didn't even need to play PlayStation 3 to play God of War 3. I can just cut on my fucking Samsung TV and put a PS3 controller in there. Or DualShock 4 and play Sony's exclusives. And again, I just think, and this is not me damage controlling, I just did, Microsoft get the big backlash when they do it. 90% of Sony's exclusive are all on Steam. All those niche titles and shit, you can play all those on Steam. You know what I mean? But it's not the same stigma. When it comes to Microsoft, that's all. You know what I mean?
Not only that, Z, that is an awesome point. And like you said, Microsoft is about the money. And if you decide that you're going to cut yourself out of the console gaming space, we had Frank O'Connor from 343 Industries got so tired of social media and people talking about the sales of Halo 5 that he actually came out and said, well, guess what, guys? In 3 months, we sold over 5 million copies of Halo 5. Microsoft is not going to get out of a place that makes money like that at all. They're just going to try to be in both places. You see what I'm saying? And make what? Double the money. Holy shit.
Yeah. I'm wondering if we're going to start to see consoles like the Scorpio become consoles like upgradable consoles like PCs.
But that's not with what Microsoft is doing, they said they're doing away with generations in terms of their console. So if you're going to get a modular Xbox One, I don't see a problem with that. It's not anything. Phil Spencer even said, well, we're not going to put like a screwdriver into the box and have you open up your system and stuff. If it's modular, if something slides out, something else slides in, makes it more powerful. It's still ease of use and everything like that, man.
But I think
that, you know, they have the Windows UDP, you know what I mean, where they can make developers can make one game, one code, and it will scale up or scale down depending on their hardware. Mm-hmm. You can play, you know, just look at it like this. And I have like at first I was like a little, you know, torn between, you know, because, you know, I like going out buying consoles and, you know, but it's the same way that someone, if you game on PC, has a 560 Ti and another guy has a GTX 1080, how they're able to still play the same game. Of course, one is going to look better, shinier, and prettier on the GTX 1080, but it's the same fucking game. It's not like comparing the Xbox One to the Xbox 360. That's you know, I mean, as long as these consoles, even with Sony, are x86, you know what I mean? Because look at it like this. Sony's doing the same thing. I don't know about Nintendo, because we will have to wait, you know, 3 years into the PlayStation 5 life cycle to get a new God of War, right? But now, if they can really save shits and giggles. They can put out Uncharted day one with the new hardware because you already have an install base of 60 million. You understand what I'm saying? That's why you don't really get the big hitters anymore when these consoles first come out because you don't have the install base there. But, you know, we don't have to wait for that anymore. You know what I mean? So it's, you know, it's like I said, maybe it's the gift and the curse. But I don't see, no, before Sony, I don't know what their API is kind of fucked up. Like, even with regular games, don't get a boost on the Pro. You have to be coded, and it's not like that for the Xbox One S because, you know, because of Microsoft. You know, they spend billions of dollars on the API. You can put a regular Xbox One game in your Xbox One S, and it'll, you know, get a couple more frames. It'll perform better. You know what I mean? So, you know, Microsoft kind of got that shit kind of, you know, cornered. But, bro, I mean, this is, you know, look again, as long as they're x86. You know, I think this is the way that they're going to move forward. Now, the Nintendo, I don't know what the fuck they're going to do. You know?
Hey, close out some points. Because I already did a rant on Scalebound. But my point on this, and this is more not just Microsoft. This is more for Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo. I see a huge difference between a third-party canceling game and a first-party canceling game. For example, Spider-Man. Spider-Man is owned by Sony, but it's the same relationship Microsoft has with Platinum. It's a second-party game because Insomniac's doing it. Insomniac is not owned by Sony. Sony's trusting Insomniac to get this game done, but they had a long relationship. They've been working each other, oh my God, going back to like PS2. So Sony probably has faith and confidence in Tread Price. But the point I'm trying to make is when a third-party cancels a game, because I know a lot of people are mentioning, oh, you know, PT was canceled. Where's the agent? Where's Deep Down? When a third-party cancels the game, that impacts that developer specifically. You know, but when a first party or when they contract a second party to make a game and they cancel it, it really doesn't. People don't look at the developer; they look at the console. You understand what I'm saying? So let's say with Scalebound, and let's say if Sony were to cancel Gran Turismo Sport, it would be the console losing on a game. It would be the PlayStation 4, and in this case,
that's not a fair comparison because Sony doesn't own that studio.
What happened?
Doesn't Sony own that studio?
What I'm saying is, because even like let's say they cancel Spider-Man, so that way we could do apples to apples.
Yeah, we're gonna look at Sony.
Yeah, you're gonna not just Sony, but the console. You understand what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, who's responsible for the success of that platform? It isn't third party. EA could give a fuck about the success of the Xbox One. As long as they're selling games and they're making money, they don't give a shit if Xbox One or PlayStation is in third place. You understand what I'm saying? Or second place. As long as they make their money on the platforms they put in, they could give a fuck what the rest of the industry says about that platform. It is not their console. You know what I'm saying? All they're doing is making games and getting money. The responsibility of the success of that platform falls on the hardware manufacturer. Okay? So Scalebound canceling is not just Platinum Games not making a game or even Microsoft making a game. It's Xbox One losing a game. You understand what I'm saying? It's tied to that console. Similar thing. Yeah, it's the same thing as Spider-Man. If Sony cancels Spider-Man, it is PlayStation 4 losing out on a game. Not just a developer, not just Insomniac. It's the console, you understand? And that's why things like this have a big impact. In my opinion, especially with Scalebound, this should have been the last game. I mean, I get it's a money thing, but this is just one game and money off this game in compared to your platform and the success of the platform. You know, that's one of the reasons why I think Sony didn't let The Last Guardian go. That game was never going to be a 5 million seller. We all know that. I could have told you that shit 5 years ago. Fucking T. Michael don't create 5 million selling games. They don't. But that game is tied to the platform. If that game would have not been made, it would have been the PlayStation console, not the game. And sometimes I think you have to take an L for the better of your platform. You understand what I'm saying? Especially when the limelight is on Microsoft for not having JRPGs. You know, they're already on the spotlight for it. To me, they should have just taken the L, even if they have to put in another hands of another developer and delay it, because a delay is better than cancellation. But for the sake of the Xbox platform, you understand what I'm saying? Don't put another black eye, because all this done is it just made the narrative even bigger that Xbox is not getting good Japanese support. You understand what I'm saying? They just took something.
I don't think Microsoft actually gives two shits about getting Japanese development support. Like, not for anything. 90% of Japanese games sell like absolute garbage anyway. 80% of them look like absolute garbage, and 83% of them play like absolute garbage.
But it's not. But it's not that. I get what you're saying, but notice this. Before the PS4 came out, people were saying if Sony gets back Japanese support as the past PlayStation 2s, they will dominate the industry. And that's exactly what happened. And this is the reason why. All right. And I'm going to tell you why. Most of the people who talk about games don't buy all the games. But they got the satisfaction of knowing they bought a console with the most support, even when they don't have intentions of buying those games with support. How many people are saying, oh my God, PlayStation has the most games, PlayStation 2 is the best console with the best support, and yet the only thing they fucking bought was Madden and Grand Theft Auto. Yet they're fucking bragging about that PlayStation 2 had the most support out of all consoles, yet they never bought the games that actually made that statement true. Because some consumers are happy knowing that they're buying a console with the most support, even if they don't have intentions on buying all those games. It's just knowing you drop money on a narrative that's saying, I bought the console with the most support, even though they're buying games you could have bought on any other platform. You understand what I'm saying? That's what sells consoles. It's an idea that you're getting the best product with the best support. That's why everybody rags on Nintendo. You understand what I'm saying? No one has the intention of buying third party on Nintendo. No one gives a fuck. Who the hell's going to play Call of Duty on the Switch, even if it was a powerful console? Nobody. Because it doesn't have the ecosystem. Your friends aren't there. But because it doesn't have it, people already see it as a deficient, lower grade console.
But dude, the ecosystem to the Nintendo is one of the big things that we talk about. It's ecosystem and third-party support. So I believe there are Nintendo fans out there that do want to play third-party games on a Nintendo machine. It's just that Nintendo's like, oh, you want third-party support? Here you go. And it's just a fucking lump of shit in their hand. Like, it's nothing. You know what I'm saying?
To add on to that, the Nintendo has to build that fan base, because again, not everyone can afford to have multiple consoles. You know what I mean? Not some people have slanted roofs. Some people have twin beds with pissy sheets. It is fucking But with that being said, though, you know what I mean? And maybe I am the enigma, but when I got my Wii U, I bought nothing but multiplats, because that whole art style that Nintendo, that shit doesn't appeal to me. You know what I mean? When I was a kid, I loved fucking G.I. Joe. Cold Blood, la 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 la. I love that shit.
Hell yeah.
But I can, I don't, it doesn't really resonate with me. But even to piggyback on what you're saying about the PS2 and them getting Japanese support, Sony have always had Japanese support. That what now is that the Western, you know what I mean? They're not the kingpins in the gaming industry no more. What made the PlayStation 2 so great in their library is that the third-party multiplats now that we play and we love were exclusive back then to the PlayStation 2. And if they did come to the Xbox or the GameCube, they came a year later or some shit like that, you know what I mean? So that's, again, what made the PlayStation 2 so dominant. And let's not forget, that's when Grand Theft Auto was still very popular. You know what I mean? That was like, the talk of the town, and it was exclusive back then. And it did come to the OG Xbox, but it came out, a year later, you know what I mean? Or some shit like that. Motherfucker was one and done. You know what I mean? But like like even like with Nier, you take the game Nier, people are jumping up. That's not going to be a big selling game, but it doesn't take them much to make that game. You know what I mean? It doesn't cost a lot of money to make those Attack of the Titans. That's why those companies are still in business. Yeah, One Piece Blood may have Sony sold 8,000 copies, right? But it probably only cost them 12 grand to make the goddamn game. You know what I mean? So it's like the gift and the fucking curse. Microsoft would never get that market, but you do have some. I call them black Japs or black Japs. You still got some motherfuckers out there that are into those type games. You know what I mean? Like I said, it is what it is, though.
Anybody else?
Hello.
Damn, drop the mic, bitch niggas. Everybody got quiet.
All right, so we got this. So now we're gonna go to a topic that y'all guys were jumping into. Is with this cancellation of Scalebound, did Microsoft put themselves in a position where now there's a bigger expectation for them to have a better E3 in 2017? Like before that cancellation of Scalebound, everybody had the expectation, but now because of this cancellation, how do you think it's going to impact how we view E3?
I'll go first. I think E3, Microsoft. I mean, it's either go hard or go home. Point blank. Being that Scalebound is out the loop, they have to stuff us with a couple more games to mount up to that expectation. You know what I mean? They're gonna have to bring a few new IPs, kind of to put Scalebound thoughts in the back, on the afterthought type of thing. You know what I mean? They're gonna have to show us something, and they just have to. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Phil's probably scrambling right now trying to figure out what he's gonna show. You know what I mean?
I think he knows what he's going to show, man. Be honest.
Yeah, he's probably scrambling. What I mean, let me rephrase that. He's scrambling to figure out what he wants to show. You know what I mean? I think he's going to be a lot of surprises. But look, my thing is the way I live my life. You know what I'm saying? I think of the worst first. So when the good comes out, it's amazing. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have high expectations for nothing until I see in anything. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna go in there with low expectations. And then when I get wild, I get wild. And I think that Phil Spencer and the Microsoft team know what they did earlier this year, and they got to make up for it some type of way. I don't think we're gonna. I mean, yeah, we're gonna see this playing in Scorpio mode. Woo, get stung. You're gonna see that.
He said, "Get stung." Yeah.
You're gonna see that. But I feel like a Scorpio reveal needs to happen earlier to get the ball rolling for E3. They might, they need their own press event before E3.
I agree with that.
The train rolling, because me just playing things in telling me what I already know over and over again is getting old, man. I got to see it now. I want to be hyped, and not the fact that I don't believe in it. It's just that I need to be hyped. I need to be able to pull my wallet and be like, here, take it all. Fuck rent. Fuck my car note. Take my money. I have to feel that way. They need to bring it. You know what I mean? But I think on the Sony side, this is one thing I want to say. I feel like the PSX, you'll see everything again, just like Microsoft did last year. We knew everything coming out. Yeah. And I think Sony, you'll see more gameplay, but that's about it. And maybe a new Sucker Punch game, but it is what it is.
That's one thing I'm afraid about both conferences. On the Xbox front, I'm afraid, and I hope it doesn't end up this way, that like their conference ends up being that the new games that they show are multi-plats in 4K, backed by Scorpio, and that the exclusives is just pretty much a repeat of last year's E3, but this time in 4K. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm nervous about. That they just show minus Scalebound now.
Didn't Phil Spencer say that like he was not gonna like announce and show things like a couple years down the line? This is something that he is trying to do. I believe he said something about within like 18 months or so. He says, hold on. What happened?
I'm asking you, do you have a problem with that?
I mean, it hasn't really been done before. The only other company that really does that, and even to a lesser amount of time, is Bethesda, and that works out well for them. You know what I'm saying? So why not?
Here's the thing. I don't have
for it though, man. Is what I was trying to say.
Here's the thing, though. It's not an issue of Microsoft showing the games to come. There's nothing wrong with delaying the game. There's something wrong with canceling the game. You know, it's like I said. You know, we have to be honest here. What happens is this generation. I'm just being honest. This generation, Microsoft has done a horrible job at advertising their exclusives to the casual. You know what I mean? You know, before, previous generations, you would have seen Quantum Break all over side of McDonald's every goddamn way. You know what I mean? All types of commercials and all types of ads. Have you ever seen a commercial or ad for Recore? I the hell didn't. You know what I mean? I've never seen that for Sunset Overdrive, none of this shit. So we know about it because we have our finger on the pulse. But again, we don't make these companies any money. It's the casual. You know what I mean? It's the motherfuckers that go out there, they buy their fucking Mountain Dew, their Doritos, their Madden, their Call of Duty, and their 2Ks every year, and they're fucking straight. You know what I mean? Exclusives, being honest here, exclusives don't hold the fucking punch that they once did. You'll be lucky to have a game chart for 1 month. You're not going to see it chart 2 months in a row. You're going to see the same damn 10 multiplats month after month. Destiny, Grand Theft Auto, the Call of Duties, the Battlefields. You know what I mean? You're going to see the same 10 games over and over again. But it's, again, I'm not saying that exclusives aren't important. It's the exclusives that gives the console its identity. You know what I mean? So, I don't have you know what happens though? It gets us excited, us the hardcore, right? Gets us talking about the game. You know, and I got cursed out. You know why Sony killed it last E3? You know, I mean, don't get me wrong, Microsoft had a good E3 too. I like the, probably the best part was the announcement of the Slim and the Scorpio. But they showed games that we didn't know anything about. You know what I mean? And regardless of when they're coming out, I don't have a problem with them coming out in 2018, as long as the goddamn game is coming. But we're talking about them, and it's not the problem of Microsoft or Phil, whoever, showing the game early. You know what I mean? It's the problem of is the motherfuckers going out and whacking the motherfucker. You know what I mean? That's the problem. You know what I mean? Like, that's the issue. Like, call that motherfucker Phil the Axeman Spencer. Like, that's the fucking problem.
I got you. See, that's why I was trying to say, like, when E3 comes around, they got like that, like Phil's trying to do that whole 18-month thing. So that's why I feel like there's going to be new things, shown at E3 that we don't even know about yet. You know what I'm saying?
So
that hopefully come out.
Yeah.
No, guess what? Majority of the games have come out. Yeah. All right.
Here's the thing with the advertising. You gotta remember, Sony they also have movie studios and music, so they're using tactics and lessons learned of how to advertise their product, no different than their movie and their music. That's the type of technique for the game. Because when you think about it,
you, bro.
You can't hear me?
No.
Whoa, all of y'all can hear me?
Hey, give me your address, bro. I got a mic for you. No jokes. I can send it to you in the box. Give me your shit. Text me your shit. I got
Everybody can hear me though, or it's fucked up?
Yeah, we good.
Okay,
I can hear you now. You was going in and out though.
All right, so Sony's using techniques that they do for their movies, whatever. Take for example the God of War commercial and Spider-Man commercial that they showed on TV, and then some gamers had a problem because it wasn't coming out during the holiday season. You understand what I'm saying? But what some people don't understand is millions of gamers were buying consoles in November, December. Sony wanted to make sure that when those consumers go into the store and you choose the product that you want, God of War and Spider-Man is on our platform.
Yes,
they don't want to. They don't want to wait a year later to tell people, "Hey, we're getting Spider-Man," because people are buying consoles now. So a year from now, if Sony finally decided to show Spider-Man, and a couple millions of consumers, whoever, were to look at the commercial and be like, "Damn, if I would have known that, I would have bought a fucking PS4 instead of an Xbox." That is what the power of good advertisement does.
But on the flip side, and I made a video about this, was the timing about this cancellation was pretty sketchy as well, because they sold a bunch of consoles to people over the holiday season with Scalebound being hyped up as well. And then all of a sudden it's canceled. And it don't make no sense, because you don't just cancel a game like this that's been in production after 3 years just like that. It doesn't happen in one day. So I don't understand, like, the timing of this. They were pushing this game and people were hyped up for this game. And now, that holiday season came and went. And I know people who bought the console for that game alone.
Well, guess what, dude? In my video today that I dropped, I said if you're spending like $300 $100 or so on a console for one game, you should go ahead and just fucking slap yourself. All right. There's got to be more to that platform than just that one game that's going to make you throw down hundreds of dollars for a system. I'm just saying.
Of course. And yeah, they would be playing other things as well, but that's just one of the games they were most looking forward to.
One of the games. So yes, it's a disappointment, but they didn't take everything away that everybody was excited for, because like I said, if you're going to buy a console for one game, you're being a fucking idiot.
All right, XBot. All right. But listen to this. My point of saying this is, why did they wait till after the holiday season to mention anything about this?
Maybe this is when they decided to do this.
They did it to sell consoles. Because aside from that, think about it. What else do they really have this year?
They have Sea of Thieves. They have Crackdown. They're coming through.
I'm tired of hearing about Sea of Thieves.
They are going to be the hold on. They are going to be the lead platform for multiplats as well once Scorpio comes out. That's a big thing in and of itself.
Okay, but Sea of Thieves is basically Microsoft's No Man's Sky.
This is your opinion right now. This is your opinion right now. I'm just saying. You asked me what's coming down the line, and I'm giving you what's coming down the line. If you're going to rebut that with your opinion, that's your opinion. But I'm giving you stuff that's coming out.
What you say your name is Joe? You said Joe, right?
Jay,
I'm sorry. You know what? If Phil was smart and they were smart, they would just take the same page out of Donnie's D book that Kaz and them are using, and just do some third-party deals, lock down those deals, and they're going to have the best version, 4K data. You know, again, we can't forget what's been going on the last 3 years. It's been all of it. It hasn't been about exclusives. Let's be real. Hasn't been, you got Sony coming out saying that they should have sparse. It's been about them having the better version of the multiplats. What made the 360 so successful and have the better version of the multiplats. If it was all about exclusives, and this is not even no damage controlling.
Yeah,
this is being honest.
It is
all about exclusive. The Wii U to be the number one goddamn selling console in the world.
Let me tell you something. I mean? But let me tell you something. There's millions of people that have both the PS4 and the Xbox. Okay. And those millions of people that decide that they play on mainly the PSN because their friends are there. What about those people who bought the Xbox for those exclusives and then they just keep dropping them like flies?
Well, but there's only one that's been dropped.
Two.
Dropped two. That's not,
Yeah, I mean, if you want to add up AAA to AAA, the Xbox has had more AAAs this generation than Sony. That's just fact. That's, you know what I mean?
That we're all good. I don't think so.
No, but how about Sony?
No. That's all subjective, of course. It's all subjective.
Sony
this year what you like when I'm talking about AAAs, I'm not talking about the Godzillas and shit like that. I don't even count Ori and the Blind Forest. You know, what did Sony have last Christmas? See?
I mean, the only one is Last Guardian.
What did Sony have this Christmas? What did Sony have this Christmas? Yeah, they didn't have anything. So again, what helped sell? They were selling it because we got the better version of the multiplayer.
I still stay Uncharted because that motherfucker was still selling during Christmas.
Well, yeah, they came bundled with the goddamn console. Kudos to them. But what I'm saying again is, what did they have this holiday season? Nothing. They had the last holiday season. But I still like to say this.
Oh, my bad.
They had great. Sony had great third party deals. You know what I mean? Whether Destiny or Star Wars Battlefront, and which was huge. You know what I mean? So again, if Microsoft, then if the Scalebound is gone, maybe they need to reevaluate what they got going on and to lock down some of these third party deals like they did in the 360 era. Because if you're really going to showcase what your platform can do, the Scorpio, then maybe just say Scalebound. I'm not it's gone. If you want to play, hey, Call of Duty 4K, native 4K 60, start throwing that shit around, or whatever the fuck else is coming out this holiday season. You know what I mean? So maybe they're gonna probably have to sell. They're probably gonna sell the Scorpio on the back of these multiplats and having a better version. Digital bound.
But this one can be wrong too. You gotta think about a lot of these developers internally have their own biasness. You know what I mean? So when it comes down to developing for the Scorpio, their version of the game, you might see the game not fully perform at its potential just based on their preference or their partnerships with other companies. You see what I'm saying? So you will see some of that. Trust me.
All right. Hey, here's a question with the Scorpion, pertaining to Scorpio, right? Now we all know the hardcore gamers, and especially hardcore Xbox fans, like Zaire, Xbox, Mooj, Crap Gamer. You all gonna get the Scorpio. We all know Tindo's gonna buy like 40 of them. You know what I'm saying? We all know that, okay?
Yeah,
but we all know it's not the hardcore that pushes these consoles to 40, 50 million. You understand what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's the casuals. It's the casuals. Okay, now with Scorpio, so you already have casuals that upgraded from the vanilla Xbox to the Xbox One S, and you got casuals. Their first Xbox is the Xbox One S. What are the odds of Scorpio being that successful? Whether it's to break down the lead or take over the industry, whatever, however you want to phrase it, at $500 when casuals already have an Xbox.
I don't think it's going to be 5. I think it's going to be 4. Listen, here's the thing. Even if it's $500, Puerto Rock, if the games look like that, I'm not talking when you got to go on Digital Foundry and they got to do side by side. If the games noticeably look better than what's on the PlayStation 4 Pro or whatever, it's not going to have a problem asking for $500. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Us as gamers, we take pride in our shit. We want to have the best.
That's the hard shit. That's the you. That's the Tim Dog.
No. That's just I'm talking about today. Listen, what sold the PS4? What? Listen, what sold the PS4? Right? It had Call of Duty was 1080p. Remember that? Now listen, I have both consoles. I can't tell 900p 10. It's not resolution. Resolution doesn't determine better graphics. It doesn't. So, but right now you got this 4K crave thing going on. And again, from what I've been told, and according to the specs, games are going to look better graphically. The same goddamn games. I don't think they're going to have a problem. This is not even me damage control. You know what I mean?
That's understood, but you got to look at it from the other side. What about those people that are in the PlayStation ecosystem and all their friends? What's going to entice them to pay $500 or $600?
They want to have if they want their Call of Duty to look the best it can look. You have had people. Listen, the same thing that happened this generation. We had people that primarily played casual that played on the Xbox 360 where their friends were, right? But what they got the PlayStation 4 because guess what? It had the better version of the multiplayer. We can't just throw out that scenario that's been going on for the last 3 years. You know what I mean? Motherfucker, casuals are fucking fire by night. They don't give a fuck what. It looks better up there. Now the diehards are we're gonna ride this bitch to the wheels fall off. The casuals are fly by night. They don't give a fuck.
I'm gonna say this, but this is not the same exact scenario because when Xbox One and PS4 launched, it was the PS4 that was cheaper. So some people were asking, why am I paying $500? And Microsoft's answer was Connect. And that shouldn't even come with software.
Yeah, but what was the second shoe? Because right after that, like 3 months after that, the Xbox took the Connect out of the goddamn box, and it was the same price as the PlayStation 4. Then it was about 1080p, 1080 fucking P. Mm-hmm.
They're going to have to drop amazing graphics on this Scorpio that just trounce the PS4 Pro because the Pro, mind you, is going to be out for a year by that time, and they're going to be fully optimizing the games and everything for that. Even with checkerboard rendering, some of those games look fantastic.
Yeah, what about like ultra settings though? Like you got what is it, Gravity Rush 2? Hold on. You got Gravity Rush 2 coming out at native 4K, but the resolution of the textures is poor as shit, right? That's what they had to do to get that overall 4K native. All right, that's what they had to do for that game. Now, when you're looking at the Scorpio, and I know it hasn't been announced yet, and you're going off my research here, I'm calling the Ryzen CPU, right, with the Vega GPU architecture. All right, I believe it's called the Raven Ridge APU. If they have that thing in there, which Red Gaming Tech was even stating in one of their videos about this, it's game over in what the games are going to look like in comparison.
I'm sorry, Aaron, that they're going to have the PC textures. And again, it's not so much about the resolution. They're not optimizing anything for the Pro. It has to run on both the PS4 and the PS4 vanilla I've said this time and again. I have a Pro. Sony is wasting and it's not saying that the Pro is 4.2 teraflops, a decent console, but they're wasting the system resources on a higher resolution. They can just cop 1080p 60s and give us better graphics, but they're not doing it. Sony has painted itself on this wall with this resolution shit. You know what I mean? The console is not capable enough to give us 4K, but guess what? You can give us better graphics. You know what I mean? And that's not all resolution does is give you a sharper image.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But it's the textures and the shaders.
I would rather have
what gives you better graphics.
I would rather have Scorpio be out there at 1080p and 60 frames per second with all games. That's me personally, and high res graphics. That's what I want.
You know,
But that's what you want.
Looking at the holidays, you know what I'm saying? And I get, you know, best looking games, best graphics, whatever. But when I saw the Slim, the PS4 Slim, sell as big as it did, I'm thinking the Slim is nothing. It's not even as good as the original PS4. It doesn't even have an optical out, yet that was the most sought after console. You know, sitting right next to an Xbox One S that upscales to 4K, has a 4K Blu-ray player. You know what I'm saying? Does HDR and it's sometimes even cheaper because I saw the fucking Xbox One S down to $211. Yet more people went out for the fucking Slim. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think we're at the. If Scorpio was a next generation console, then I could see gamers across. You know, whether you're a PlayStation gamer, or PC gamer, or Xbox, I can see people gravitating to Scorpio because it's the next generation of gaming. Something this generation and the current consoles can't do. You understand? But the fact that every game is still pretty much an Xbox One game, just better graphics, better textures, I think it's the cheaper console that's going to win out this year. Sure, the hardcore are going to get the Scorpio, but I think the number one selling console is going to be.
It's going to be like $400.
I don't think it's going to be $400. I think it's going to be $500 because look at it. You got the Xbox One S, right? Barely an upgrade. Over, you know, in terms of components. You know what I'm saying? Hell, look at the PS4 Pro. Same GPU. The only thing difference is really the fucking GPU. The CPU is pretty much the same, just overclocked. The RAM is the same, just overclocked. GPU is really the only thing different, right? Okay. And that was $400. Now, if you're looking at Scorpio with next generation CPU, a new CPU, completely new architecture, a new GPU, you're telling me that's going to be the same price as a Pro at launch?
The AMD, this is their wording, that with their new technology, their new chipset, it was to make VR affordable for, you know, those the Ryzen technology. It's cheap. It's not expensive. You know what I mean? And again, you know, normally, like I said, I don't feel about hinting at it again. It's not going to be nothing astronomical. You know what I mean? Even again,
Phil said that it's not going to be. It's going to be a console price that we're used to seeing, and that means three ranges. Four, really, 300, 400, 500. It ain't
gonna be 300.
But that's what I'm saying. I know it's 200, but those are the four ranges prices we saw on consoles. Because that's why he says it's not something we've never seen on consoles before. So
even if it's $500, and you see that guy that you walk into Best Buy and you say, "What the fuck is that?" And
you're gonna buy it.
Melting, your eyeballs is popping out. Like, you know what I mean? It is what it is. You know, you trade in whatever you got, put the little extra cash and get the new shit. Like, you know, gamers gonna get that new wavy, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think they're gonna have a problem selling, you know, anything. Like I said, as long as the game looks better graphically, you know, this not resolution, graphically, they're not gonna have a problem asking for $500 for this goddamn console. You know what I mean?
Everybody's not a thrift store shopper, man. You know what I mean?
I think the majority of consoles are, because that's where the sub $300 price point is where most consoles sell. Majority of console sales has always been sub $300. It's never the $500 range or $400 range. Never. It's always.
It's going to sell out fucking November and December.
Well, yeah, but if they make 200K models, I mean, yeah, it's going to sell out. I'm talking is let me put it this way: if Scorpio launches at $500, Xbox is not winning MPD. I'll call that shit right now. At $500, I'm not happy.
Here's the thing. I'm gonna buy the Scorpio because I'm that type of guy. I'll go out there and buy the new latest and greatest, and I gotta have it, right? But at the same time, I think this thing is gonna be at least $550. I just think so. I think $49.
So you added like $50 on top of what Porter Rock said, man.
That's
like, what are you doing? Adding tax or something, dude? Like,
no. I've always said that. I'm on record as saying that.
But I don't have a problem paying for the premium fucking product. I don't, and again, us hardcore guys here, we don't, again, it's going to sell out day one. Like, you look like this, Porter Rock. Sony had 3 SKUs on the market this November and December, and they barely won by 100,000 in November. The Xbox went up against the Fats PS4, the Slim PS4, and the Pro, 3 SKUs, and they only won by 100,000 fucking units. You know what I mean? Now you're going to take next holiday season where the Xbox itself is going to have 2 SKUs. It's new hardware.
I don't think it's
probably going to outsell the PS4 and the Xbox One in fucking March when it comes out. It's new hardware. They're not going to have a problem selling. It's new. We're going to beat that shit back, man.
But I think the primary driving force of the PlayStation sales was the Slim. That was the driving force.
Oh yeah, it was $200 though. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but I'm just saying.
Don't especially November's the period of cheap deals. No one's looking to gift $500 products to people. If you're gonna pay a $500 product, it's for yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Black Friday.
Majority of the console sales is gifts.
Listen,
it's gifts to your kids. It's gifts.
Let's make a bet right here, right now on your channel.
If it's $500,
it's better game. It's better game, right? I bet you the Scorpio sells out in November. I bet you that. Whatever they put out 1.5 million, whatever the fuck they put out, they're gonna sell out in November.
Okay, so
we can bet right now that Microsoft is gonna win November 27 MPD.
If Scorpio is $500, PlayStation is gonna win November MPD.
Forget the price. Microsoft is going to win November MPD.
Scorpio's $400.
Lock it in right now.
No, if Scorpio's $400, I can see it be more competitive at $400. I think for Scorpio $400.
The price of the Pro to $350.
At $5, not gonna happen. At $500 or more, not happening. They're not winning MPD.
Let's bet. We want to bet.
I will bet that again. I will bet a game.
All right, we bet a game.
I'll put a game of your choice. You know what I'm saying? If Scorpio
we do this $60 Microsoft or Xbox point money.
Microsoft for Xbox, so what the fuck I get?
Microsoft or Xbox points.
PlayStation versus Xbox points. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. You said you're gonna have an Xbox button or whatever. You want Microsoft points or you want PlayStation points? Whatever. Don't make a difference. It's cool.
Don't be like PMS Jordan.
Yeah, PMS Jordan. Man, what PMS Jordan at, man? Hey, Mel, where you at, Mel? Mel was hanging out. Hey, sis, you was hanging out with PMS Jordan. That motherfucker bet me. Motherfuckers don't play their bets on YouTube, man.
Hey, Porter Rock, and don't try to back out and buy that bet with no can of sardines, bro.
Listen.
Yo, why is all day always gotta talk about food, man?
Yo, I'm gonna give Zaya a Mexican man. I'm gonna give him pesos.
Hey, yo, man. Hey, listen. Dr. Trey trying to play me in some eShop money, man. These motherfuckers is weird, bro. You know I ain't got no love for Nintendo.
Hey, I got a quick little topic. I want to ask.
Last topic, and then we'll move on. Whatever we got. All right. So last topic. All right. So with the combination of canceled games, Fable, Project Sparks, Scalebound, right? Microsoft not advertising their games as much as like during the 360 stuff like that, right? And them not trying to go after third-party deals with the biggest games. Do you think Phil Spencer has the right people, you understand what I'm saying, to advise him to make Xbox the most competitive platform as possible? Do you think he's surrounded with the right people? You know what I'm saying? Because I understand at the end of the day that I'm in the military, I'm in the Marines. And of course, at the end of the day, the commanding officer is the one that fucking gets the blame for everything. But he has advisors. He has he has subject matter experts, and he has enlisted personnel that's been in longer than he has. So he gets advice from his staff, and he makes the final decision. You understand? But 90% of the time, that decision is based off the advice from these subject matter experts. So I'm sure.
What are you asking? You're asking.
What I'm asking: do you think Xbox Division has the right people to make Xbox the most competitive platform for the industry?
You want to go? Who are you asking first?
We'll start with you.
I won't say it's not about people because Phil had Aaron's job. They just, everyone that's going really is Don Matrick and Steve Ballmer. Is just that, and that when Ballmer were there, I've said this again, and Don, it's that they doubled down on the platform as far as the money, and Microsoft is not spending like they used to on the Xbox brand. You know what I mean? And that's the main issue. You know what I mean? And again, I said before, I don't think Microsoft really cares about being one, two. They're making money hand over fucking fists. They spending less and making more money. Where here Sony is spending more money and barely breaking even. You know what I mean? And again, Microsoft, like I said, they have their hands in every goddamn thing. And I can care less about Microsoft money. You know what I mean? But that's just what I see from them. You know what I mean? It sucks for the hardcore guy like myself, yes. You know what I mean? But Microsoft are a shrewd businessman. So I liked it better, I'll be honest with you, when Ballmer and them were there. Or even Bill, because they had the mindset, if you want to play Microsoft, whatever products, you got to buy Microsoft hardware. What it is, you have this new division or whatever. Remember when they announced the Xbox One, and it was the cloud, and then when Nadala, that motherfucking beanhead, Prince of fucking Persia came in, it was the clouds for everyone, third party. You understand what I'm saying? He's more of a service guy, and it's very profitable for them. Microsoft wants their products, or on everything. Like you can get Windows Word or Microsoft Word on your iPhone. They don't give a fuck anymore. You know what I mean? They want fuck you, pay me, and that's what they're doing. You know what I mean?
So Xbox, what do you think? Between the cancellations, less advertisements, what else? Not going after third party, marketing deals and stuff like that. Third party exclusive content, time exclusive content. Do you think the Xbox division has the right people to make the platform the most competitive that it could possibly be? Do you think they're giving Phil Spencer the right advice and guidance and stuff like that?
My opinion right here is it's really easy to talk that quote unquote doom and gloom and stuff like that when something bad comes down the line, when something disappointing comes down the line. But when I look at it, I look at how they unveiled the new hardware. I looked at like last year's E3, and I say, as of right now, like I'm cool with whoever's in these chairs. All right, I want to see what goes on this year. I want to see E3. I want to see the games that they're planning for the future after this year as well, and then I'll get back to you, man. But for right now, I'm comfortable with who's there, and I'm comfortable with what they're doing, man.
Okay. All right. So, Jay, what you got? How you feel about this? Do you think the Xbox division got the right people, the right leadership to make the Xbox platform the most competitive that it can be?
The division as a whole, no. I think I think Phil Spencer does have his ear to the gamers. I see that on Twitter. I see it when I see him in interviews. I hear it from him coming from his own mouth. But when it comes to people surrounding him, I don't know. I have to question that because some of the moves they've made, I don't know if it benefits the gamer. And E3's got to show it. They've got to come big. They've got to come hard because I got to see that. I got to see that they're there for the gamer. So I got to wait on that, but kind of just like Xbot said. But yeah, Phil Spencer I think does, but everybody else I don't know.
All right,
hold on, man. I just got a shock in my life. They just told me PM's Jordan was a guy. I thought that was a girl. God damn.
No, Jordan's a girl.
Yeah, I thought it was a girl. This guy must be trolling me.
Man, he trolling, bro.
Yeah, Jordan's a girl.
I don't know. I ain't never spoke to him.
The PMS clan is all female.
Huh?
The PMS clan. She's part of the PMS clan.
Yeah, that's a girl, right?
Yeah.
I didn't even know she did YouTube, but I thought it was a girl. I mean, it looked like a girl from the Twitter pic. I don't know what the fuck going on, man.
And all these trannies going around. Anyway, Allday Video, what you got?
What?
You think the division got the right leadership to make the Xbox platform the most competitive that it could be?
I mean, I don't know, man. I think the people he has around him, of course, there's been bad decisions being made once in a while, but who doesn't? You know what I mean? I think it's hard to say right now until I see what's their game plan after E3 and everything's out the water, and then we can kind of see. But I think Phil Spencer, he has a good interest for the gamer, and that's good. I just feel like they need to do a little bit more reflection on their direction and how gamers are perceiving them. You know what I mean? Because the Xbox hate is real, man, and it's sticking. So
all day. I think you did a slogan right there with reflection on your direction, like
reflection on direction. But yeah, we'll see, man. Like, it's hard to say right now. I mean, Scalebound getting canceled does suck. Minecraft on stage for 30 minutes does suck. So we'll see, man. Like I said, we'll see. But
Before we close, I'm sorry. Hey, Porter Rock. Before we close, I want to ask you and Jay a question. Remind me, okay? Not while we on the air. It ain't off the air.
No, hey, but I did have something to bring up to the panel that I've heard down the pipeline. I heard that GameStop.
Oh goodness.
Oh man, I heard that GameStop's only getting 20 to 30 Switches at launch.
Yeah, Makes sense.
Sounds like Nintendo.
Win $1 million or two.
Quote me now. There's gonna be a lot. I wouldn't say a lot, but there's gonna be some violence in those pre-order lines.
That's fabricated hype, right there.
Yeah, that's what they do. That's Nintendo.
Yeah, I don't think
that is terrible, man.
Purposely keeping the stockage low so that way it could seem like it's huge. They're gonna try to do what they did with the re-release of the Nintendo Entertainment System. Yeah.
Look, this is what they said. I mean, this is coming from a source that's a retailer. That they'll get 20, but the max is 30.
Listen, Nintendo said they only putting out, I think, $1 million,
2 million.
Yeah, I'm not negating. I don't think it's going to do that well, to be honest with you.
Worldwide or North America?
Yeah, huh?
I don't know.
2 million worldwide or North America? Or like 2 million
I don't know, but I don't think it's going to do that well.
2 million worldwide, that ain't shit.
I don't think it's going to do that well.
The leaked price point is $249. So
that's going to be like 800,000 units for North America, because majority.
Isn't the PS4 Slim $249?
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to do that well.
I only buy the latest and greatest. I'm not getting it.
Yeah. Listen, the alternate controller doesn't even have a headphone jack. Like, Nintendo doesn't fucking get it.
They call it a Joy-Con for crying out loud. Who wants to play with that?
Yeah.
But I did hear that the Nintendo Switch will have voice chat. That's another leak.
So, here's the thing. Yesterday I was on B Shadow's
podcast. Get that friend code ready.
I was on B Shadow's podcast yesterday. I honestly didn't know that multiplayer game that the Nintendo weirdos were hyped about, Splatoon. I didn't know you couldn't voice chat in that game. You can't talk in that. I didn't know. I didn't know that. Actually,
Porter Rock.
My mind was blown.
Actually, you can voice chat.
How?
Skype.
Yo, that shit blew my mind. I'm like, yo, you could voice chat on a fucking iPhone. Like, are you kidding?
My son borrowed my phone one day to voice chat while he was playing that game.
That's crazy.
Wow. And this is the game that these dudes were hyping. Like, oh, it sold 5 million. It's so dope multiplayer. I'm like, bitch, you can't even talk. Like, you have to do like sign language and fucking body gestures.
I could just imagine what he's thinking. He wants to go left, but I want to go right. Damn.
Yeah, I asked my son. I said, "Who are you playing with?" He said, "I'm playing with 660-45321."
Right.
No.
Hey, yo, I was in a chat room in some Nintendo podcast or whatever, and some Nintendo dudes were going back and forth, like, talking about what they wanted to play. Oh yeah, hop on this game, and he was like, "All right, send me your gamer tag," or whatever the fuck he said. And then all of a sudden I see like 25 numbers on the screen. I'm like, I just shook my head like,
send them binary code.
That's how you communicate?
It's like a prison code, for fucking a prisoner.
You know what? I want to say this. People, I guess you got those Nintendo even shout out my man Alex Alicia. I think I'm in the chat. We be going back and forth with each other about Nintendo. But I don't see, if any time somebody having lost their way and lost their faith, I don't see how anybody can have faith in Nintendo. From the Wii, I mean, this be the third generation in a row with extremely anemic hardware. Like they, shit, man. It's Nintendo's policies, man.
This is Nintendo's. I think what's gonna happen is that when you get your Switch, they're gonna have a Discord. I heard of quote unquote a share button on the system itself. So I think you'll be signing a disclaimer, you know, to show their content, and they'll probably already queue you up for their partnership, you know.
What the fuck?
So I think they'll try to get.
Well,
I think they'll try to implement it somehow this generation, because this is the sorry system. You know what I mean? We're sorry system, you know? This is what it is.
Not with that fucking, man. I don't know, man. It's like, you know, if you put, and again, they are considering this to be their 9th generation console. If they just said it's a handheld, I wouldn't give a fuck. But they're saying this is their console, and you're putting on hardware in 2017 that may or may not be on par with shit that came out in 2013. That's the problem. We can't act like y'all bugging with this shit, bro.
Wait a minute, the show's
What's
tomorrow,
getting
right?
Skyrim? Motherfucker, Skyrim was on the 360 with a half a gig of RAM. You're not telling me anything. You know what I mean?
The show's tomorrow, right?
Yeah. But what time is it?
Well, I think that there's 2 shows tomorrow. There's one on the 12th.
That's tomorrow.
We're getting a voice straight from Japan, and then on the 14th it's a Treehouse event.
Treehouse.
Everybody go in the backyard, get in your treehouse. Time for the event.
Yeah. They're not gonna talk about no specs. They'll never talk about specs.
Yo, one thing I hope the Switch is successful, only because, and Zaire could attest to this, some of the most weirdest YouTube channels you're gonna see are from Nintendo dudes. They're gonna pop up like fucking like roaches in the middle of the night. Right, remember 2012? All them fucking Nintendo channels. Oh, I'm telling you, bro, they will come. They're ready. They probably already have their shit loaded and in private, and they're just ready to unleash hell on this YouTube.
You know what? It may be a commercial success, but it's not going to catch on with the hardcore, because again, we can't act like, you know what? I don't understand. Like, Nintendo just gets a fucking pass. Could you imagine if Microsoft or Sony showed up at E3 with one goddamn game? Like, they still don't fucking get it. These motherfuckers are clueless. Somebody keeping their cards close to their chest. They don't want Microsoft and Sony to cop. I mean, what the fuck?
One game,
y'all, they're bugging
on a 34
bugging, huh?
A 34 megabyte cartridge.
Yeah, like, who the fuck would walk around with a bunch of cartridges and shit on them? Like,
does the tablet have internal memory storage?
No. I mean, the tablet has, I think, 32 gigs or 16 gigs, but you're not allowed to add an external hard drive to it. You know, because here's the thing: an internet port. Like, this shit is crazy.
A lot of the games, you know, there's updates. Whether it's not just to fix.
That's
things,
what I'm saying.
Like DLC, free DLC, free updates to the game. How's that gonna work on the Switch?
But wait. Let me say this. Just to be in Nintendo's defense for this only matter, and I'm only going to defend them once.
I'm not talking about quality. I know you bring up quality.
No.
I'm talking about free content. I'm talking free content that adds stages, levels.
Yeah, but they've been doing that forever. What about a DLC for Smash Brothers?
Yeah, but that was
no. I'm talking about for third party. I'm talking about for third party. You know, you got some updates. You got some updates at like 30 gigs, 27 gigs. You understand what I'm saying? So that lets you know right now that Nintendo, the Switch, is not going to get the same goddamn games.
Like, you can't put
it may get John Madden, right? But it's going to get the short bus version. You understand what I'm saying? Especially when you got games like look at the real shit. When you got games like The Division, right? Or what's it? For Honor, always online, right? Always online. So how the fuck is the Switch going to get that?
But Nintendo, I don't think Nintendo gamers are going to play it for that.
No, I'm just saying. But that was one of the big knocks against the Wii U, the lack of third-party support. So again, when you got games,
Zaire, remember, that was their push. Oh, we got Batman, we got Mass Effect. Oh, we got.
I know, but you see, but so the push was. But the problem was, again, they put out a quote unquote a next generation console that couldn't run any next generation engines. So you had games like The Witcher and all that shit skipping the goddamn platform. But what I'm saying is this: you have a lot of games that are always online, and the primary the feature or the gimmick for the Switch is if you can take this console with you on the go. You don't have access to the internet on the go outside, so on the bus or whatever. So how are you going to be playing The Division? How are you going to be playing Titanfall 2 and games like that always online?
They're probably going to come out with some bullshit where you got to hook up your phone as an app to use as a hotspot to fuck up your data.
Like, come on, man, they bugging.
Here's my thing.
Shit all over again. It's the same thing all over again.
Here's my thing. Even like again, the third party, no one's gonna care about third party. everybody keeps saying you buy Nintendo consoles.
Well, look, but Porter Rock, third parties are gonna develop their own games for the Switch. That's the thing.
They ain't gonna develop shit. They're gonna give you a Jane Fonda shit. Yo, but anyway, so on the real though, this is one point I was telling Zobi before Zaire set him up on his channel.
Don't start that shit, man. I forgot you made me lose a friend. Fuck you, nigga.
That's some funny shit. But anyway, so this is what I was saying. If people buy Nintendo product consoles or whatever for Nintendo games, then you got to push a lot of Nintendo games. One of my biggest thing was if people bought Wii U for Nintendo games and it doesn't even have a proper Zelda, then that's not even a valid point either. You know what I'm saying? No Metroid, none of that shit. Only a few of their first parties made it. So if you're not going to push out all your first party in big droves, then that's a moot point in itself. Because if you're buying the Switch for Nintendo games, but they only give you like 1 or 2 a year, then that's not even enough reason. Again, it's stupid. So it's like, damn if you do, and damn if you even do again. So what the fuck are you going to do with this? You understand what I'm saying? And not getting that party, you get a Nintendo exclusive once a year. What the fuck? Like, what am I supposed to do with this thing? Like, fucking run apps? I could do that shit on my iPad now. I don't need an app fucking console thing.
Yeah, but your iPad doesn't say Nintendo on it, and Nintendo wants you to buy their shit.
I could get a fucking label maker, and they'll say Nintendo on the shit.
Yeah, but you're still not giving your money to them, though. That's what they want. They want you to buy a fucking tablet. That's what they want you to buy.
All cell phone games are trash. Facts.
that Mario game was trash on the iPhone.
I want Nintendo to fail miserably. So they can no, listen, the reason why I say that is for them to get their shit together and stop thinking that they don't have to compete. When you stop competing, and that's what Nintendo did, and say, you know what, we just gonna go over here and do our own thing. The Wii was supposed to be an attachment for the fucking GameCube. You know what I mean? And I'm giving you a little history for you right there. But they got caught in it. It was the gift and the curse. Yes, it was very successful. You know what I mean? But who really it was bought by not even casuals, by non-gamers. My grandmother has to. And Nintendo was still trying to catch that goddamn lightning in the bottle with the fucking gimmick. All they needed to put as a goddamn traditional console. Well, we don't need Nintendo to be like Nintendo will never be like Microsoft and Sony. Here's the key to fucking being successful in business. You have to offer what your competitor is doing and still do your own fucking. You can still fucking do Mario Party 19, but you still got to offer the regular shit that your other people are doing. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers are twitching, live streaming, YouTubing. Nintendo's so fucking far behind the goddamn. It's crazy, man.
That's the other thing. Nintendo rather live and die by their own ideas than to adopt standard features and shit like that. That's one thing I like about Sony. Them motherfuckers copy. They don't give no fucks. If they see like Microsoft, oh shit, Microsoft's doing achievements, oh, we doing trophies. You can make fun of them, but when they see a good idea, they're gonna copy. Oh shit, Nintendo's doing an analog stick, bitch, we doing 2.
Yo, Rock, did you just say you like the fact that Sony copies people?
Yes.
Okay.
Why wouldn't I?
Okay. Why don't you just go with the innovator instead of the duplicator? I'm just wondering.
Oh, because they fucking cancel games. Like, you know what I'm saying? But that's what you gotta do.
You gotta adapt.
You gotta adapt. You can't let the competition have a feature. Look at and the truth, Microsoft does the same thing. Your clubs is our communities. I seen tweets recently saying, "Oh man, it's a good feeling that I could run this raid using clubs." I've been doing that shit for almost a year because Microsoft saw something good and they copied to make their product better. That's what you got to do. You can't let your competition get the upper hand. You have to copy. Sometimes the best ideas are the ones that are stolen. You understand what I'm saying? And that's just how you make your brand better. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it is. Nintendo's not like that. They rather just live and die by an idea that's 100% theirs than to say, you know what? Microsoft does have a good idea with this achievement shit. We're going to do it for our Nintendo games. They don't do that shit. They don't give a fuck. They're like, we are not giving you guys achievement. It ain't happening because we didn't make it up. Not happening. And that's retarded. My fucking iPhone got achievements and shit like that. That shit's been now. Achievements or trophies is no longer an Xbox thing. It's just gaming now. It's part of the gaming culture. You know what I'm saying? It was started by Microsoft, but it's part of the gaming culture. It's like so
hold on. Are you trying to say that Microsoft revolutionized the gaming culture when it came to achievements?
Oh yeah,
damn right.
There you go.
A lot of ways.
Bro, listen, let me tell you something. When I keep it real, I keep this shit 100. I recognize.
That's why we fuck with Puerto Rock.
I recognize the shit that Microsoft. You know, like going back to OG Xbox. Most of my online multiplayer games I played on OG Xbox because the PS2 was trash. Unless it was exclusive on PS2, like SOCOM. And I play sports because I prefer the PS2 controller for sports. But unless it was like SOCOM or an actual PS2 exclusive, most of my multiplayer was on Xbox because, you know, Xbox Live was fucking dope. It was the only one that had unified friends list and all that shit.
Yeah, still is dope.
Yeah, and I'll put it to now y'all motherfuckers are bugging. Y'all taking it too far. But you know what I'm saying? the point of what I'm saying is Microsoft made huge contributions with this Xbox platform, especially when it comes to online, you know what I'm saying, achievements, you know what I'm saying? Making it easier for developers to make games. Look at for PlayStation. PlayStation always created their own chipset. Always. PS4 is the first time that Sony went with an outside manufacturer to use, you know, off-the-shelf components to make it easier for developers. This is the first time they ever done that. Normally, they create their shit from fucking some magic lab, and the fucking developers fucking hate it. But the only reason why they put up with it, because usually the PlayStation was the #1 selling console, so you got to go where the money is. You know what I'm saying? You know? But Microsoft changed the games when they showed, hey, you can make it easier for developers and still be successful and still make great games. So Microsoft made a lot of contributions to gaming. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying is Nintendo don't give no fucks. They're using a fucking tablet CPU, bitch. Go to AMD and do what everybody else is doing. But no, let's go with NVIDIA and do some fucking CUDA cores. No one gives a fuck about CUDA cores. Get your ass to AMD and do what everybody else is doing. And
next gen hit the nail right on the head, yo. Ever since what happened with the Wii, with everybody's grandmother buying it and stuff like that, they're trying to replicate it now. They tried to replicate it with the Wii U. They're gonna try to replicate it with the Switch, with the whole console that's mobile, when all it is fucking mobile to begin with a dock that lets you play it on your TV. But they're trying, like he said, capture that lightning in a bottle. They're never going to do that Wii shit again, and they need to get over it, yeah.
Yo, next gen, can you check your mic? Because I got you all the way up, but some people saying can't hear you.
That nigga dead.
No. You down?
Where is he?
These motherfuckers diabetes and shit.
I don't even hear him.
Yo. This motherfucker's all in the back chasing raccoons.
He's in the macaroons.
What you had?
No, because they were saying they couldn't hear you and shit, and you were chasing.
Nobody asked me nothing. I was letting the dog out. What happened?
Trying to kick out the fucking raccoons and skunks in your yard and shit.
Yeah, man. Well, somebody asked me
okay. No, okay, so I guess we could wrap it up. So, but next thing you said you had 2 questions for me and Jay before we wrap it up.
Oh, no. Well, it's cool. I mean, this was cool, but yeah, I was saying that, you know what I mean? Jay said something about, Microsoft, I guess, being for the gamer. And I was asking, how did you feel about, Sony spending their budget on the VR instead of giving you guys AAA games for 2 holidays in a row?
Yeah.
I think the reason why we don't have holiday games is not so much the lack of money.
They spent $600 million on VR.
It's a strategy. Well, no, what I'm saying is, let's take 2016 for example. All right, let's take 2016 for example. The first 8 months of 2016, in terms of multiplats, we pretty much had, in terms of big AAA, is Doom, Division, what's that? Overwatch, and Madden. That's pretty much it. Okay, for 8 months in terms of big AAA multiplats. Those are the big ones. I mean, we had little shit like Battleborn and other dumb shit, but for the big games that caught gamers' eyes, those were the big 4. September, October, November, just a 3-month period. Look at all the multiplats that came out in that window. You got like Deus Ex, Titanfall, Call of Duty, Battlefield, Mafia, Watch Dogs 2, Final Fantasy. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is, so you got this huge bulk of games in a 3-month window.
Yeah.
Which you think is the most prime window to release your exclusives? You want to put it mixed in with this 8 or 9 big multiplats in 3 months? But do you want to spread load it among, because like I said.
What you're feeling to mention, though, Puerto Rock, I see where you're going with this. What you're feeling to mention that those 3 months, more consoles get bought within those first 3 months than the whole year combined.
And software as well, man.
Yeah, and also, too, this is that you have to make your console stand out. You know what I mean? You can get Call of Duty on both platforms. You can get Mafia on all platforms.
Console for November, the big month. Who was the number one console for 2 years in a row? It was PlayStation, and they did it without exclusives.
No, why did you win November?
Okay, we won November.
Yeah, you had 3 SKUs, Puerto Rock. You had the Pro, the Slim, and the Slim.
You won last.
You had 3.
I'm saying, but PlayStation won last year too.
Why you went last year? Because you guys had the goddamn Star Wars battle fucking theme consoles.
Yeah, but you still can fucking get Star Wars on Xbox with Halo 5.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
You see what I'm saying? What I'm saying?
The Star Wars console also went towards Star Wars collectors as well. There were people that probably wouldn't even start up the fucking system, but they bought it because Star Wars is on it, man.
It was huge. And that's ingenious by Sony. Who gives a fuck? That's smart business by them. That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying.
I gotta keep it real here and give you a real answer from me, and I'll just tell you right now, I think it was money wasted. I don't think that VR crap is anything that it should be taken off anytime soon. It's not ready. These consoles, especially the PS4 and the PS4 Pro, I just don't think it was ready for something like that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I can respect that. You know what? Even better, it's very expensive, and what I mean by that, it's what $500. Say $500 because you need the camera and the sticks and stuff, right? And they should have put out the VR maybe in March. It's kind of ate itself because you got the Slim, the Pro, and VR in the same goddamn month, and or like 3 weeks apart, and that was just too much hardware, and you know what I mean. So,
and what
if you didn't have a PS4?
People failed to mention that they're really.
That's $900 you have to spend.
Yeah, but there's really no full games for that system. It's like a bunch of demos and stuff. It's like it's dumb.
It'll probably take off when it drops down to probably about $200, $250, and the indie developer, the community, start making little $20 titles for it, Candy Crush or some shit like that. Then it may take off. It may find its footing.
But a lot of people can't even use it. They might have motion sickness and stuff. There's a lot of people out there that can't even use these things. So
I'm gonna say this: the only reason why I think Sony is pushing it now is only because there's a big push across the industry, not just gaming, but like even look at fucking Samsung. They're pushing their Gear VR, and I think Google now has a VR headset, and I think Sony's trying to ride that wave along with. I don't know what it is, but you're seeing VR more and more. It's not selling a lot. But for some reason, people are pushing these headsets.
But theirs was $100 though.
You know what I'm saying? Now, I do agree it is more expensive.
I think the price really does need to drop, man.
It's more expensive. But just like anything else, once you push out the hardware over time, the components will get cheaper. But you have to start somewhere in terms of manufacturing. You understand what I'm saying? It is expensive to jump on, especially if you want to get the full kit, like the $499 model or shit like that. But eventually, this will drop in price. Eventually, Sony will come out with revisions, better models and shit like that. I just don't know if it's going to catch up and be a mainstream item or if it's just going to be a mainstream gamers. I just don't know.
What I've always said, Puerto Rock and Jay, or if you don't know, you can say what you want about the Kinect. It was $150, but it had software that appealed to the casual, the Just Dance or the Kinect Sports. And VR doesn't have that crossover game that the casual can sit and play and have fun with it. You know what I mean? And that's what, like I said, it doesn't have any must-have software. That's the biggest goddamn, gripe.
I agree with that, but the casuals that connect, absorb, to me, it's kind of like the same people, the same type of crowd that the Wii got. Motherfuckers that want to dance and fucking do.
It's the same thing with the VR crowd, though.
To me, the casuals that they need are like the Call of Duty casuals. Even though the guys who will just buy Call of Duty whatever every year and shit like that, those are the casuals you need to get because those are they're still gamers and they will still buy games. They just don't buy a lot. They don't buy a whole bunch of RPGs.
So you mean like 10 to 14-year-old boys then, because those are the people that really keep buying Call of Duty.
I know grown ass men and all they do is play Madden, Call of Duty. Grown ass
GTA, men. Call of Duty, and malt liquor.
That's all they buy.
Malt liquor.
They got their E&J and they got that Madden. They got that Grand Theft Auto, and they got that Call of Duty.
And they got them incense burning, too.
P-Rock, what you know about that Easy, man? You don't know about Easy Jesus. I'm saying.
I'm a bourbon kind of guy. You know what I'm saying? What's up?
Yeah. Before we go, I just want to say that you know, as a neutral, you know, I look at things differently, and I see. I look at both sides as just competition, healthy competition. You know, I want healthy competition. I want better games, and the only way to do that is to drive competition. Therefore, I want the Scorpio to smash this year. I want it to smash. I want it to be a big hit with everybody. I want them to bring back a lot of their fan base back, and I want it to sell well because I want competition, and I want to give Sony a kick in the ass, you know, and try to push them to innovate and move forward. We need that. This industry needs it. Microsoft needed it this year, last year, the past 3 years, and now we're going to get that from hopefully with Scorpio. That's what I'm hoping for.
But you saw what Xbox brought to the game when 360 was smashing the industry. You know, like I said, like the achievements, the online, even the arcade store. You know, a lot of people enjoy 360 just for the arcade games and shit.
Yep, and it was cheaper, $5, just $20, $30. You could go. Yeah,
you could buy games in Burger King. Remember the fucking King games and shit like that? Them shits were better than most Wii games and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Sneak King.
When you kick your ass, yeah.
Fucking Sneak King, yeah. Oh my.
But you know what I'm saying? That shit was cool. You know, you got a fucking Whopper and a fucking 360 game. I'm like, man. You know when I knew 360 was gonna fucking kill the industry? Is when that fucking Virtua Fighter 5 had online. And my PS3 copy didn't.
No, I was like, I knew when all I did was play the 360. That's when I knew it was going to happen.
Yeah, I did. So I was playing Virtua Fighter 5 the other day. Me and K-Mang was playing on each other the other day. It's only $20. Probably cheaper than that now.
I hope you whooped his ass, man, because I don't really want to hear if he won a couple rounds, man. I'll hear about it Saturday. Trust me.
Yeah, you know you be drinking that beer piss. I got the videos up on my channel. He ain't beat me in shit yet.
I had to say that though because I'm tired of all the talk around neutrals are bad. Neutrals are bad. I'm a neutral. I'm a straight up neutral. But I know competition.
Right, the thing is, with hold on. The reason why I call myself King Neutral is because a lot of people that quote unquote call themselves neutral out there, they won't point out any type of media bias. They won't point out any type of bullshit that is being like slid one side or the other or anything like that. They're like, well, we're just neutrals. We only care about the games. And it's like, well, if somebody is doing you dirty and giving you false information, I don't give a fuck if you're neutral, if you're an Xbot, if you're a pony. You need to say that shit. You know what I'm saying? You need to call that shit out.
Yep.
That's my thing about that crew of neutrals out there that, you know, they claim to be neutrals, but I done banished their ass.
I think I'll give you one better. I don't think nobody truly can be a neutral. Everyone is.
Well,
biased.
that's true. Everyone
has a preference. I don't give a fuck. Even down to your children. I love them all the same, but yeah, you got one that you prefer, you know, one or the other. It's just fucking.
Nah, they're all tied, man. What are you talking about?
Tied. It's just human, you know. It's okay to have a preference.
But even with children, it changes from time to time, right?
Oh, well, no, it's cool. I'm just saying, like, bro. Listen. I'm a multi-console owner. Everybody knows that. I just prefer my Xbox. Nothing wrong with that. If you prefer the PlayStation more than the Xbox, but you enjoy playing, nothing wrong with that. It's not like, you know, it's a disease. I mean, everybody has a preference. I don't give a fuck what it is. You know what I mean?
doubt.
Some like white chicks, some like black chicks. You got black women that don't date black men. Everybody got a goddamn preference, man. Don't make it.
Some people sip wine. Some people have St. Eyes. You know, that's just what it is.
You got chicks with dicks.
Oh!
Slanted roofs and pissy sheets, man. We out here, man.
Yo, all right. So, anybody else got anything? Final topics. I mean, that's it. That's pretty much covers the show.
It was a good show tonight, man. 60.
Yeah, good show, man.
Yo,
what's up having HP-North? Why is that?
Dropped out, man. I don't know.
You got snatched up, bro. It's curfew time, bro.
He says Xbox.
It was too much soul in the room. It was too much color.
His Xbox is caught on fire and shit.
He was like, yo, I ain't gonna be able to talk, man. So I'm just gonna leave.
You know what I'm saying? But anyway, hey, gentlemen, I really appreciate you coming on. Zaire, Xbox, thank you so much. Jay, thank you so much for showing up. I appreciate it. You brought great opinions and great views on this shit. And I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? You guys are welcome here anytime.
Inbox me, send me a link to your channels. I can check you out.
All right.
What's your name? Your channel, Jay, or hit me on Twitter, Zaya2005, or stay in the chat. We still on the air? We off the air?
No, we're not off there yet. So anyway, so to everybody else, hey, thanks very much for rocking out with us. You know what I'm saying? I hope you enjoyed the show. Let's let this motherfucker still chasing that thing. Oh, anyway, thank you very much. Shout out. I'm gonna put everybody's information in the description. You know what I'm saying? Check them out. Anyway, from all of us to all of you, thanks for rocking out with us. And you know the sound. Yo, Pop, you better stop using my shit. I'm gonna sue your ass.
It's
I want 50% of all your revenue. You know what I'm saying? 50%. You know what I'm saying?
I'm like super. I don't watch your shit, nigga.
All right, thanks for rocking out. All right, later.